y'all. It's Feeds. It's been a while since you guys have seen me post some videos and whatnot, and just been busy with life. Had a kid and some other stuff going on, and getting back into it. Actually found, a new game, Genshin Impact. Still playing Raid, but gonna be doing a lot of content for Genshin over the next couple months, and provided it keeps putting out content, I'll probably end up sticking with it. But super pumped. So hopefully you guys enjoy the videos that are coming out, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. And thanks for all the support. This is today we're gonna be going over Jean, Dandelion Knight, Grandmaster, acting Grandmaster of Knights of Favonius. Probably one of the best heroes I think in the game. I know a lot of people already rate her as S tier because of her exceptional power. If there was an SS tier or a triple S or quadruple S, she would probably be the character that fits into it. Um, Jean's strength comes in a lot of different formats and fashions, and how you decide to play her is completely up to you. And there's not really a wrong way to play her. Kind of how I treat her is a hybrid support DPSer, which gives you a lot of opportunity to do different things with her that you might not do if you ran her one way or the other. However, if you went pure DPS or try to go with just pure support, either option is really good. There's not, like I said, there's not really a wrong way to do it with her. Her strength really falls into her ability to not only do a ton of damage with quick attacks, but she has the ability, the Nemo power of wind, which gives her a lot of strength and pushback. Which when fighting a lot of mobs, trying to group mobs up for different attacks, it's very good. And then of course you can get the Wamo combo with characters like D-Luke, where you put a little fire down on the ground, and then you can push the direction in which you go with it to make it really strong. One of her strengths, though, one of her biggest strengths in doing things is the ability to heal her entire group with not only her charged attacks, but with her ultimate as well, which gives her a lot of strength. In a lot of different areas, Abyss, high level Abysses. You can even, ultimately, if you didn't have any other characters, only had Jean, you've got the ability to do quite a bit of impactful damage. You'd have to build a little bit more crit damage with it, and of course, if you tried to do Elemental Burst, you could focus on that as well. She combos well with effectively anyone, even other supports. She can do really well with. You can stun characters, and this works on the bigger Hilly Charles too. It actually knocks them down, which gives you some pretty good control on the crowd, especially if they're trying to charge you and things of that nature when it comes to it. So her charge is really good. You can even target where you want to shoot them up at. So if you're trying to land them in the water or get them out knocked out, it does really well too. The other part to it, as you can see, whenever I do damage, my group gets healed. That's just part of her toolkit when it comes to it. The biggest drawback to Jean, though, is that unless you just get exceptionally lucky with pulling a whole bunch of 5 stars, which is what Jean is, you're probably not going to finish off her chart anytime soon when it comes to it. Her ultimate, though, is probably my most favorite thing because it charges quickly, especially if you build for it. It heals the group, as you can see, and it knocks them back when it comes to it. So she's got a lot of functionality when you're looking at different stuff. When you combo with a variety of different dudes, you can make her pretty viable in any group, I feel like. I was really fortunate to pull her early on, and I've used her for effectively the entire time that I've had her. I don't think she's been outside of my group. When you're looking at it, her charge attack does an upward strike, which stuns him, and then of course you've got your 4-hit combo, 5-hit combo that goes with it as well. So getting into the nitty gritty of like her different skill sets, she's got a relatively decent HP pool, and her ascension actually isn't that bad. The worst part about the ascension that I had to do was the dandelion seeds, which you can actually, if you have a couple friends, you can go to the worlds and farm, which makes it a lot easier because there's only so many that you can farm per day. In addition to that, all you have to worry about is doing the crowd veggies or some of the the frost materials for it, which isn't too bad to farm, especially at the higher level worlds. You get 2 or 3 per kill. You can knock it out in a couple hours, or if you decide to use your resin charges, you can do that a little bit sooner. But not too bad to farm for, aside from the materials that you accept. The dandelion seeds, that's probably was the worst thing. And the only reason why is because by the time I had gotten her, I hadn't been farming them, and I tried to speed her up as quickly as possible when it came to it. So the set that I'm actually using is the martial arts set. Um, there's not a limitation to what you can and can't use with her. Like I said, you can build a pure DPS or pure support, uh, which effectively is going to be the same thing at the end of the day. Martial artist, the reason why I use it with increased attack and charge attack damage, that just makes my overall healing stronger when I do my stuff. And then of course the 4-piece, which gives me the elemental skill, increases normal attack and charge attack damage by 25% for 8 seconds. So effectively you're getting 40% increased damage, which just means when you do your heals or your burst attacks, you're going to have a relatively strong healing output that comes to it. I was pretty fortunate to get a Skyward Blade with her, which allows me to have the increased crit rate. And then, of course, Sky Piercing, after Elemental Burst, which gives you the move speed, which makes you very mobile, especially in times if you lose a lot of your guys early on, or if you lose your guys and you need to heal. She can be very mobile, so she doesn't have to worry about getting stuck or caught, especially considering you have to charge her attack and kind of aim it to make sure you hit as many people as possible. You have to make sure that you're pretty mobile in that process. So she's a phenomenal character. Like I said, if you could give this character probably the highest rating possible, I would. And it's just because she's got a lot of viability that comes into just her skill sets and stuff like that. Her Constellation, like I said, unless you just get really lucky and get a whole bunch of 5-star genes, you're gonna have a hard time filing it out. But you do have some opportunities once you get there. You'll increase your Gale Blade damage, which is your E. You'll increase a lot of the other stuff. Picking up orb particles gives them attack speed and attack damage, which is really strong. And then, of course, once you get her maxed out, she probably will be the best character, I think, in the game. Just because you don't really lose for her, and she's one of those characters that if there's not a time limit, your sustain's going to be overwhelmingly good and almost impactful to the point that you can't really be killed by anything. At least not yet. I'm sure when the later content comes out, there'll be some bigger issues that follow. But as it sits, especially for the non-timed events, she's probably one of the best characters out there when you're looking at it. And then, of course, her passive. Guiding Breeze, when a perfect cooking is achieved on a dish, with restorative effects, there's a 12% chance to obtain double the product. This is really convenient, especially if you happen to cook as much as I do. It gives you a lot of opportunity to double up kind of on what your investment is with the cooking materials. Which is huge for some of the 4 and 5-star recipes that you get later in the game when it comes to it. So that'll be all. Jean's probably one of my favorite characters, like I said. Really strong character, good backstory when it comes to it. And when you do her actual character story later in the game, you get to experience a lot of the different stuff that comes with it. So they did a really good job building this character up and developing it the way they did it. And the American English voice actor is actually pretty darn good.
It's time to move on. We shouldn't stay here.
So
Won't slow me down.
Makes it pretty cool.
Perfect. We should move out.
Run! It's gonna be a left click. It's gonna be a left click.